Okay, delighted to be joined by the one,
Okay.
the only, the source himself, Lawrence Okolie. Come on, Lawrence, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. Always better seeing you.
Yes, good. Good to see you. Lawrence, I've been thinking about you. I admit it. I've been thinking about you, and I've been thinking this guy don't get the props, don't get the respect that he deserves. What were you at cruiserweight? British champion, Commonwealth champion, European champion, world champion, Bridgerweight world champion,
Mm.
WBC, probably gonna become a world champion if you get your way. It's all happening, Lawrence. Why don't you get the love?
Yeah. I think it's there's an easy narrative to paint and hold on to from early on in my career, but ultimately, as you said, the resume speaks for itself, and what I've done and continuing to do in boxing is definitely going to speak for itself. So, I've had a great career to date, but I feel like the best part is coming up now.
Well, that best part could be the next part. The next part starts July 19th, Wembley Stadium. Big fight, big show. Difficult fight, I think, on paper against Kevin Lerena, who comes in, he's ball strong, he's a southpaw, he's going to come and take your head off. But a good fight for you to make a bit of a statement.
Yeah, 100%. Not many people would take as you said, hard punching, strong, awkward, and experienced southpaw who's currently Bridgerweight world champion, on 5 weeks' notice. But for me, I'm on a mission to become a freeweight world champion, so I've got to deal with anyone that's put in front of me. Obviously, I'm not sure if you know, but behind the scenes, how many no's we got, how many people that were lined up to fight, and then it hasn't ended up happening. So you just got to take whoever's there.
Well, whoever's there, I mean, he's not a bad fighter. As you say, WBC, Bridgerweight world champion. He's got the belt that you won and then vacated. So he comes in on form as well. The last
Uh,
time he was in the UK, gave Daniel Dubois kittens in a football
yeah,
stadium.
yeah. Listen, the guy's experienced. He's been in front of big crowds. He's come to cause upsets. He's hurt. Two top names that we know, Dan Dubois. Some would say was lucky to get out of that fight, although he obviously came back and got the stoppage himself. And Justice Honey as well, hurt several times in that fight. So the guy's a good puncher. He's a solid professional. It's gonna be what it is. I just think if you talk about training, all of us train hard. All of us are, good fighters. But I just feel like I'm a level or two above, so I'm gonna show it.
You've had one round as a heavyweight. It was one very emphatic round. You got rid of Hussein Muhammad almost immediately. How is the heavyweight journey going, and how are you feeling within yourself? You came in, it looked quite heavy for that first fight. Are you getting closer to your kind of target weight? What can we expect to see?
Um, we're gonna enjoy. Like I said, when it comes to heavyweight, I've been enjoying. If you see me in the gym right now, like I said, this is the best I've ever felt in boxing. This is the best I'm performing. And the results are gonna show on the day. No more having to drain myself. No more having to, now all my thoughts are on Kevin Lerena, not on the scales or what am I gonna eat. Like it's all about performance. So right now I'm punching harder, faster, sharper than I ever have. I'm moving better. I'm able to think more freely in the ring. I'm feeling a lot more solid and robust. So yeah, what weight? I don't know yet. I don't even really look at the weight until the day now because I don't have to anymore. But I am performing at my best.
And in terms of Lorena, would you say that on paper this looks to be your toughest fight since Billum Smith, and probably up there as one of your toughest fights, full stop? Would you say that?
Yeah, I mean he's got like look, he's got accolades. He was IBO world champion for like 7 defenses in at the cruiserweight. He's won a bunch of stuff. Like he's a good fighter. You have to just look at him and say he's only lost to like top kind of heavyweights. So yeah, on paper he's going to be a tough fight, but I'm hoping to make easy work of him.
Does he put fear in you?
I wouldn't say fear. Like, do you know what I mean? There's not many fighters who I could say put fear in me. It's just obviously I know what he brings. At the end of the day, it's a big opportunity for him. It's a big opportunity for me. It's like like I said, every heavyweight, anyone above, let's say, light heavyweight, in my opinion, has the power to knock out another person with the right time punch. I mean, we saw Fabio versus Huni where Huni was winning every round and then he got caught with a great shot and that ended the fight. That's heavyweight boxing. So in terms of fear, I wouldn't call it that. I'm just aware of the real dangers that he proposes. He's an explosive guy, very fast with his combinations, knows how to look after himself, duck well, manage rounds. He's a good fighter, but as I said, I already know what I'm planning on doing. It's just about going there and executing it.
I mean, that's pretty much what you said about Hussein Muhammad, and I think you shared the video that Queensberry put out before, where in the fight week build-up in the press conference, you said, "Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of this guy within the first 6 rounds," and it was very, very quick indeed. But with Lerena, did I hear you say you're going to make easy work of Kevin Lerena because nobody does that, Lawrence?
You're trying to,
I think you said it.
but no, I did say it, and like I said, I've got nothing but respect for him. Like he's someone that, you know, I know, but that's the plan. The plan is I'm gonna walk through him. You called him a bull earlier. Um, I think we're gonna be shocked. I think we're all gonna be shocked by how it goes. I still haven't seen Joe in the corner yet.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say too much because I respect him, but we won't see him again.
Okay. Okay. Um, you mentioned as well that you feel like you've been getting a lot of no's, and well, that's what you've been hearing. That you've been saying, "Okay, I'll fight you, I'll fight you, I'll fight you," and you keep hearing no, 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 no. Now, around the Wardley fight week, obviously Michael Offo, who works with Dillian Whyte and Fabio Wardley, I heard him doing a few interviews. Dillian Whyte done a few interviews before as well, and that they seem to collectively be playing down your credentials as an entertaining fighter as a reason to not fight you. What do you think of that?
I mean, if you're a coward, you're a coward. You're gonna find a cowardly way to get out of something and talk about that instead of the fact that I'll knock him out. You know, I think Moses is gonna take him out in quite vicious fashion. So will we be hearing much of him after? I don't know. It's always one, like I said, I want to tick off, but he needs to focus on not getting knocked out in his next fight.
What is it with you and that side? Because it's not just White. I've heard you, universally, Fabio Wardley is seen as a pretty stand-up, nice guy, but I don't think I've ever heard you say anything particularly nice about him. There seems to be a beef between you and that those guys over there. What is it? Where does it stem from?
I wouldn't say it's a beef. I mean, like, look, at the end of the day, me and Dylan, if you go back to the sort of AJ Dylan stuff, I was kind of obviously team AJ, so there's always going to be that side of it. Chamberlain, Riakpo, they're all from the same sort of thing. Fabio, I don't really, like I said, I've sparred Fabio or whatever. Fabio's not someone I wouldn't say I have a problem with Fabio, but Fabio's a highly rated and decorated heavyweight at the moment at the same time as me. So, as far as that goes, I think me and him are likely to fight. We just got to crack on really. I mean, he did well to win his last fight. I'm looking to do the same in my fight, so that one could happen next. It's like for me, like I said, I wanted to separate. Fabio's not someone I have any sort of thing with. He's cool. Dylan is what it is. The rest of them, they're just is what it is.
What did you make of the subhuman comments?
Who made those about who?
Dillian White made them about you.
Like I said, I don't know. I didn't hear them. Obviously, I don't watch Dylan's interviews and stuff like that. I watch his fights, and I can see what I think I need to see there.
Fascinating. So listen, yeah, obviously you touched upon it. It's a rumored fight at this stage, that Moses Itauma, Dillian Whyte thing. Are you surprised that that fight would take place?
No, I mean cash rules, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like he was looking to sell his bum to AJ, so now he's just decided to sell it to Moses instead.
Well, how are you feeling about boxing at Wembley? I think you last time you were there was the Matty Askin fight, so it's almost like does it feel like you got to right or wrong and give them a real example of what this is who I am now? You were what 9-0 at that point. Now you're much further on in your career.
Yes, I think there's a lot of wrongs that I want to right in this fight. As I said, I've had a great career, but there's still some things that I need to right. I mean, listen, the last time I boxed in the stadium, it didn't go my way, so it's time to go get that. So yeah, that's really the main ones. The main ones is it's like I have an opportunity here. I'm ranked number one. in WBC. I'm boxing a WBC current world champion. So I believe with this victory, I will be pushed, and then there won't be Caballero or anyone able to say they don't want to fight me. It's ordered, like so. I'm pushing, because I feel like unfortunately I'm gonna have to make it happen the way I haven't in every other aspect of my career. So I'm gonna beat Kevin, and then we'll go on to Caballero.
Is the manner of the victory important to you?
Yes, very important. I think it's like it's like it's like I have a vision of what I want to do at heavyweight. I have a vision of how I want to perform. I have a vision of I can all I have to do is watch myself on video sparring. I can watch my spars, watch my bags, watch all of that stuff, and it's like I can see how gifted I am at fighting. So it's like, okay, well, I need to go and execute on the day. If I execute on the day, I should get knockouts, and if I'm able to do that, I'm gonna win a third world title. So for me, this fight has to be won in good fashion. It has to be convincing. It has to be I win every round before the stoppage. It's like that's just for me because if I want to go on and beat Caballero or those or any or Usyk or anyone like that, they would, in my opinion, beat Lerena. So I need to go and do it in an even better fashion.
And what about this Dubois Usyk fight, the main event? I mean, should you come through your fight, are you going to be getting on the mic, beating your chest, saying, "Give me the winner"? Is it one of those ones, or you're very much sort of set on your path, your Cabial WBC route, or are you going to get excited and call out the winner? Don't know. You tell me.
I can't see myself jumping in the ring and calling out the winner. I think, you have to just be able to look at the landscape and say, I have things are going to fall into place. I go out and perform, the opportunity is going to come, and then it's up to me to take it. So this is a massive opportunity, against a credible fighter. If I'm able to go on and do what I expect to do, the opportunity will come thereafter.
Have you ever sparred Kevin Lerena?
I haven't sparred him. Like I said, I've seen him. I've been to South Africa. I know who he is. I know him. But like, I don't like using the friend word anymore since the Chris Billam fight, so I won't use that. But me and him are okay. So, like I said, once we see what I do with him, you're gonna know what I'll do with someone I like.
That seems to be like a bit of a learning there, this friend thing. Because I've heard you say it about Fabio before as well. You know, we're in the same weight, so you ain't trying to make friends with anyone. So, have you got any heavyweight friends?
No, no, I don't. I mean, like, no, I don't.
You spot sparring AJ quite recently as well. What's the relationship there? Because he was almost like he was like a mentor to you once upon a time, right?
Yeah, so now I'm 32 years old. Do you know what I mean? So it's like obviously that kind of dynamic shifts. It is like I said, until AJ officially hangs up his gloves, there's always that. Oh, like, you never know. He's like I'm number one in the WBC. He's number two. Like there's always that. Like now we're in the same weight. There's that competition element. So as I said, in a fight where I saw someone as a friend, I struggled to do certain things where I completely let go of that side of myself so that I can go and do what I'm meant to do.
Would you say the nature of your sparring then with AJ has changed over the years? Because obviously you used to sparring back at GB and back in your cruiserweight days as well, where you weren't in the same weight division. Has it changed now? Because that's quite a recent spar that you had. We saw the videos go out in Dubai.
Well, it's changed how that, for example, how I'd operate in the ring because I'm now 100 and something kilos, 260 pounds, whatever else. So I'm not 200 pounds skipping around. I weigh as much, if not more, than most heavyweights. So I'm able to kind of do different things now that I enjoy. It makes sparring a lot more fun for me. Do you know what I mean? Being able to do what I can do now.
Is the sparring fun for your opponents?
You have to ask them. You have to ask. I don't. You have to ask them.
Oh, I'll see what I can do. Listen, Dubois Usyk, how does that go?
Um, I'll do this every single time and say that someone's going to beat Usyk. I think at this stage, Dan is. I think it's going to come down to youth. Like Dan's very intense. He's on a high right now. He's going to have Don Charles in his corner screaming him on. So Usyk is definitely a talented boxer. We've seen it. He's one of the best we've seen. Movement and keeping someone under mental pressure. However, if someone's not thinking about that and you're not able to hurt them, although he did stop him in the last fight, in this fight, if he comes in with that kill or be killed mentality and just keeps on going from round one to round 12, at some point I just think he's going to catch Usyk and then it could be the beginning of the end. Yeah, that's my thoughts. I mean, Usyk has got a black eye. We've never seen him with a black eye before. Is it because he's 37? I don't know. Um, but like I don't know. I just can't see how he's able to keep doing it. I just can't. Like, he's had two really hard fights against Fury, who's a massive guy and it's gonna take his toll. Two fights against AJ. You know what I mean? He's been in some
Mhm.
tough fights. So I don't know if
Chisora,
this is one
it's
too
all,
many.
yeah.
Shazor, is this one too many, or has it made him battle hardened? So I'm looking too much into this heavyweight power puncher thing, and he's just gonna outbox him comfortably. We're gonna see.
We are going to see. Look, I can't wait to. I can't wait to find out. Oh, one more final thing, actually. Obviously you've been like a big fan of Moses. You've been hyping him up like big time, putting out videos from when he was 15 and he sparred you, etc., etc. You probably never thought that you'd ever fight him, though, right? Like it probably wasn't on your radar at that time because you're so much older than him. But his ascent right now at 20 years old, especially if he gets the sort of fights that he's being linked to, he could be right in there as a name in the mix with you. Does that feel strange to you?
It does, and that one's going to be one where I'm gonna have to do the exact same thing and shake off the friend thing. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, especially with him like potentially getting this dinner fight, that really upset me. But like I said, we'll see what happens.
That's not even like a friend thing though. That's like a little bro thing.
Um, yes, I know, but you know what it is when someone, um, if I'm being honest, is like able to perform at the level that he's able to perform at, you kind of rate them a bit. So I've always rated him. Do you know what I mean? So I always wanted to see him do well because I like to see winners win and talent be talent. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, and what's the build up going to be like with Big Kevin Lerena? Because he's a decent talker as well. He's a friendly guy. He's a nice guy, but if he's poked and prodded, he can come out with a couple of things. What do you think it's going to be like with him around pressers and that?
It will be like two quote unquote gentlemen. Do you know what I mean? That are gonna have a fight. I don't think it's gonna be anything like you and this and that because at the end of the day, like I know him. It's not gonna be anything disrespectful. It's just gonna be the truth. Like he's gonna expect to win the fight. He's gonna have his game plan. He's gonna have his coach. He's gonna have this big opportunity. I have the exact same thing. So we're gonna see on the 19th who's right and who's wrong.
And you beat him because
I'm just better than him.
it's a pretty emphatic answer.
It's the truth, innit?
Lawrence, lovely speaking to you. Best of luck with
Thank
camp,
you.
and see you when you're in the UK, my friend.
Sweet. Catch you later.